Hey guys, it's IP here, back in EVE Online, as you can clearly see. Today, I'm going to be going over a skill that I just recently learned. I sort of knew it before now, but I've kind of not mastered it, but I've gotten pretty damn good at it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So I have been learning how to like scan down signatures over the past couple days. So yeah, we're gonna go over some really basic stuff, like how to do that, at least from a newbie's perspective, and what I found that works. So yeah, so first of all, you're gonna need a ship. It doesn't have to be a scanning ship. I have a ship that has bonuses to scanning here. This is the Imicus, I think that's how you say it. If you don't know what this is a Galente ship, as with all of my other ships. It has 7.5% bonus to core and combat scanner probe strength, and 5% reduction in salvager duration, and a 5% bonus to relic and data analyzer fire strength, which will be useful if you actually go and do something with your sites that you scan down. So real quick, just basic shit that you'll need to do this. Actually, the only thing you really need, ignore the rigs, the low slots, the shield, and the afterburner, and the salvager, I guess. That's kind of useful, but not 100% necessary, and ignore the cloaking device. This is a sort of an experimental fit that I was just playing around with earlier today. So yeah. So basic things you're going to need, core probe launcher 1 at least, 8 core scanner probe 1s, and a relic analyzer 1, and a data analyzer 1. So you can like scan things or not scan things, so you can fucking hack shit and get loot, and yeah. So once you have those fitted to a ship of your choice, I again would recommend this ship or a ship like it because it has bonuses to the to those modules and whatnot. Go ahead and undock, and I will show you how to get started. So out here in space, I'm going to do it in high sec. You can do it in low sec and null sec, and your chances of reward are higher because there's better stuff out there. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to show you how to do it in high sec because, I mean, then we don't have to risk getting shot at. So yeah, first things first, go down to here, the little button that says scanners, open it up, and go to probe scanner, pull that up. I tend to keep it over here just because it's convenient. So here you can see we have 3 0% cosmic signatures in this system. Depending on the system, you might have to jump somewhere else to find them because as they get completed, they will disappear. Hopefully that doesn't happen right now for the source of this, or like the purpose of the demonstration. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead, open your map. It'll open your solar system map, and you'll see these little red spheres. Those are the different general areas of the signatures. Go down here. You'll have hopefully you'll have fitted the scanner probes into your probe launcher in the station. If you didn't, you can right click it and there'll be like a reload thing, basically just like charges in a weapon. So click it, you'll launch your probes, and here you see these each of these spheres represents a probe. Like there's a probe in the center, or there will be once we tell it to go there, and it's scanning radius. So initially it'll do a widespread of your drones or probes, whatever the fuck. I mean, I guess they're drones too, but whatever. So yeah, set it to basically cover the whole system or whatever, and hit analyze over here. It'll warp them out to those various locations, and which will take a few seconds, and then it'll do its initial scan of the system, which will also take a few seconds. This is kind of the tedious thing about this. It just takes a while for your probes to do stuff. So yeah. So right now you can see once we did the initial scan, based on where the probes are, we have varying signal strengths for different signatures. I like to start with the one that I have the strongest signal for, so click it, and the other ones will disappear off of the off of the solar system view. So yeah, so it'll leave behind the only one that you see here, or like that you clicked. You can also optionally right click them and hit ignore results temporarily, and then go down here to reveal them once you're done, but I prefer to just click them so that way they reappear when I finish with one of them. So yeah. So as you can see, this one is here. This since this is a wide scanning radius, this area is pretty vague. It's smaller, but it's still pretty vague. So what we want to do is basically zero in on this position. That's the point of this. So what you're going to want to do, or at least this is the way I do it, is center your center probe in the center of the signature. I like to just like navigate it right in there, and as you can see, we're still scanning a really wide range. So we want to basically be focusing our scan on this little red circle. It may change depending on what happens, but I'll show you what happens or like what to do if that happens. So you're going to want to slowly inch down your scanning radius with your probes. So when you click on the outside of one of the circles, it allows you to shrink them and grow them and shit like that. Really bad terminology there, but whatever. So as you can see, when you do this, you see those like whitish circles that as I shrink them, they go between them. Those are the different levels of scanning range you can have your probes at. So if you just like drag it a little bit, it'll just grow. It'll go to the closest one, which for a long time confused me because I didn't pay attention to those little circles. So what you're going to want to do is drag it so it goes into that next little circle. So yeah, see there. So that's the next level. It'll drop down to that, which is basically bringing it down from 16 AU to 8 AU, as you can see up here. So once you zero in like that, you can run a quick scan to increase the signal strength of the one you're zeroing in on. Hopefully, if you do it right, the signal strength will increase. Maybe a lot, maybe a little, most likely a little, because you're still scanning a very wide range, but we'll see how that goes. So after it warps them out and scans, yep, just a little bit, and you can see the positioning of the fucking anomalies and signatures. I swear to God, they're practically the same thing, but they're not. So yeah, recenter your center probe on the circle, and again, shrink it down to the next level. You can do bigger than one like segment or level jumps, but I would not recommend it because you can often lose the signature by doing that. So yeah, I do it one at a time in most cases, unless you the signature updates and it's a vastly smaller little radius. So yeah, we can focus in. It barely went up that time. We got to recenter our probes on this, and in this case I would suggest, since it's a sphere rather than a circle, and it's not that much smaller, like if you see we move this down and we're barely within the probes, so I would suggest going over to here and clicking launch pinpoint formation. As you see, this instead of having them in a more scattered range, it zeroes them in all in one place, like not really all in one place, but very close. So it's very tight, and it's scanning more intensely this area. At least that's how I understand it. So in this case, we're going to do that instead of shrinking down the actual radius of the probes, and we're going to do a more intense focused scan on this area in order to better pinpoint this signature. So as you can see, boom, it actually got really fucking small now. So we're going to keep it in the pinpoint formation, but we do have to adjust the center position. Again, try your best to get inside, or get this gray box like on the dot. Basically, we're pretty fucking close there, but since the dot is so fucking small, we're gonna shrink it down a level. Bang. Also, little newbie tip: if your camera is not, when you do the like little circle or like the rotate thing, and is not really focusing on the point you want, double click on this gray box and it will center the camera, or focus the center, the rotation of the camera on center probe of the box, basically. So yeah, now we're going to analyze again as we have shrunk and repositioned the probes. Hopefully, this will be a fairly significant increase in signal strength. We're at 22.3% right now. Boom, look at that. So we're at 67.2% signal strength. We actually just picked up this other one as well because they're so close to each other. This one happens to be a wormhole. I'm not going to show you how to do wormholes because I actually haven't learned it myself yet, but we'll get there one day, guys. So we're going to have to move these over a little bit. Yeah, as you can see, we're pretty much on top of it. It's that little yellow triangle arrow thing. So yeah, again, in order to actually be able to know the location of it, we have to get this signal strength to 100%. Let me stretch it out a little bit here so you can see it. Oh, I can't. So we have to get this to 100%, and then we'll actually be able to warp to the signature's location. Yeah, so there you go. So once I've shrunk it down again, it gets really basic from here. This actually confused me for a long time, or for a few months, just because, and I kind of gave up on it because the tutorial doesn't do a fantastic job of explaining it, but yeah. So, boom, and bang, look at that. We got our first scanned, or probed down wormhole, allowing us to warp to it. It will stay in here, like if you move your probes away, as long as you stay in the system, the location, assuming the signature still exists and doesn't disappear, so in this case, in case the wormhole doesn't collapse, it will stay in your probe scanner, as far as I know, as long as you leave the probe scanner open and don't leave the system. So, just real quick, to show off this beautiful wormhole, because they do look sick as fuck, we can go here and click Warp 2. I'm not going to go through it, because that would be a bad idea, because we are not prepared for that. Here we can close the map and watch us approach this beautiful wormhole. Hello. Isn't it really cool looking? It is. I love the way they look. So mysterious. But yeah. So that's the basics of probing down the signatures. It's the same concept as far as I know for all the stuff in high sec and low sec. Outside of that though, in a future tutorial, I'll cover the idea of hacking and stuff once I have fully comprehended it. So yeah, this is basics of this shit. You find the signature you're looking for on here, click it to zero, or like get rid of all the other ones, and so you can focus on one. You start with a wide range like this, and you move around the center box, shrinking the scanning radius of your probes until you reach 100% signal, which will then allow you to warp to that location. So before you leave the system, of course, you don't want to lose your probes, so go over here and click the Recover Active Probes button. As far as I know, it's perfectly instant because they just immediately appear in your cargo hold. And of course, you reload the probe launcher just like any other weapon. It takes a little longer, but, you know, it works. Pretty much instant. Unlike drones, the probes come back instantly, which is nice. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense considering how far away they actually are, but hey, whatever. It doesn't matter. So yeah, guys, hopefully this has been informative to you. Hacking takes a little... I don't have a full comprehension of it or how it works, or if it's just sort of guesswork. So I don't want to mislead you on how to do that until I've fully learned it. If you guys have interest in a tutorial on how to do hacking and stuff like that, then I will, focus on that for a little while, learn it, and then do a tutorial. So yeah, hopefully this has been helpful to you. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think. Maybe there's some sort of detail that I'm missing, but this is how I had it explained to me by a friend of mine. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.